All right, Channel 2 News. Alex Oak. We're checking in with a Zwift race here. Um, I just got a GoPro for the upcoming race season, group rides, and that type of stuff. So thought I'd set it up and do some Zwift recording. Uh, but unbeknownst to me, the webcam doesn't have a mic feature. So you'll see me talking in the bottom right corner there, or bottom left corner. Um, and pedaling like crazy, but you won't hear me. So I'm just going to voice it over as I do a little spin on the trainer. I'm on my Cannondale Super 6 and the Tax Neo 2T, the T2, the Judgment Day. So straight into it here. Race gets off to the usual hot start, and then it'll settle in. My tactics usually with the Zwift races is just kind of sit in, follow the moves, and don't do too much. I'm not overly aggressive in Zwift, um, but you got to make sure you don't let people slip off the front. So whether that's early or late in the race, um, you just got to try to stay within yourself, and don't go into the red too much. I just saw a guy there in the Toronto Hustle Kit, so not sure who that guy is, but either way, I'm down here in Ontario, Canada. So in the winter, it's obviously snowy and rainy and cold. I live in southern Ontario, so it's not, don't get a ton of snow down here. But it is a winter, so it's just kind of hit or miss. So for the most part in the winter, we're all in the trainers here, which I don't mind. Since I got a new trainer here, the Tax 2T, it's much better. I used to have a Flex or a Tax Flux 2, and that was not good. Very inaccurate, and the road feel just wasn't nice. Like riding this 2T, the Neo, you get like some flex in the trainer. You can even see the bike rocking back and forth. And that's without any like rocker plate or anything. So I think it's pretty good that way. So still pretty calm here. Everybody's together. I joined this race just on a whim here. It's called TFC Mad Monday. I joined the B group. I have the option of doing B or A on my racing score. I'm like the upper level of B right now. And I joined B because it had like 28 people in it, and the A only had 7 people. So I figured it'd be more competitive here. I find that some of the B races are actually harder just because the fields are bigger, and then I know they're trying to prevent sandbagging, but you still get it somewhat. So this route here is the classic route. It's a new route. Well, probably new to most people, including myself, but I guess this was the first Zwift route, like 10 years ago or so. And they brought it back for the 10th anniversary. It's not a super hard route. It's going to be 6 laps. And there's one section coming up where it's a climb, but then it has like a little bit of a tabletop. Like there's a flat section, and then it kicks again. And it's flat, and then another little kicker. So it's really only like 3 1-minute efforts. And you got to do that 6 times. So you just want to make sure you stick with the group and don't fall off the back when it gets hard here. my plan here was to just kind of sit in and not really do anything until later on in the race, which is usually how that's usually how I Zwift race. I'm not a big sprinter, or I don't really have a huge breakaway power or anything like that. I don't know. Maybe I sell myself short. I don't know. Another thing that I like, it took me a little while to get used to in Zwift racing, um, was that it's not like there's no areas where you can really rest. Like in a real race or a group ride, you can sit in the bunch and in the peloton, and you can soft pedal and really be doing no work, and much more time to recover on the real road. Um, Whereas I find in Zwift, even if you're in a big group, you still have to be pedaling quite hard. And the only time you're really going to get a break is when the grade is negative, so you're going down a hill. So you really have to use those opportunities to rest, because you don't really get a lot of rest even on the flat. And I haven't really been doing a whole lot of Zwifting for very long, so I'm still getting used to it. And but like I said, yeah, it's a little more fun with a proper setup and maybe a little more motivation this year. All right, so we're coming into the first climb here. Everybody's going to kind of ramp it up. 6.0, 7.0. You could see me here getting out of the saddle, and now I'm off the front, so it's kind of not where I want to be. So I'm just going to ease up. And just kind of let the group catch me. Just going to do my own pace, and you're not really trying to get away at this point. Well, it looks like we got a little gap here. 2 seconds on the main bunch. 4 riders, but then it seems like they're catching back up to us now. And again, I don't really want to be going extremely hard this early. We're 5 kilometers in to a 33-kilometer race. You can see it's getting a little spicy now. Unzipping the jersey, getting that airflow. I got the fan on. And I'm just maintaining like a threshold effort here. So this is obviously not something that's sustainable for me for, like an hour. It's above my threshold. But I could jam like this for a little bit. In this area here, this is where you can get a nice little break before the last kicker up the hill. Everybody's giving it the full beans up here. And I think at this point, everybody's still together, right? We're now lap one, up the hard part of the course, up the climb. And I think we're still a full group of 28 here. I may have lost one. I'm not sure, but to me, it looks like we're full strength here. It's very strung out here, so guys up front are going pretty hard. Some guys on the back trying to hang on, and I'm just kind of in the middle here. So using that momentum now to just come up through the group up that hill. I find that if you give a little bit of a sprint on the downhill, you get a lot of momentum coming up the hill. So a little trick there to just catch yourself up to the group or come through to the front, or even create some separation off the front. All right, so we're coming up toward the end of the first lap here. And I'm just at this point, I'm just kind of hanging out. I'm really just trying to stay with the group, right at 275, 300, and just ride nice tempo. I'm right here. I kind of sense that the group is soft pedaling, right? Everybody's sleeping, right? I'm doing no effort right now. I'm drinking from the water bottle, and all of a sudden I'm off the front here. So I say, okay. When I'm looking at the leaderboard there, I'm seeing 2.5, 2.9 watts per kilo. And I just decide to put in a little effort here and see if I can get some separation. So I got a second on the field. I got 2 seconds on the field. All right, so I caught some guys sleeping here. 3 seconds, right? So my gap is growing, and now I'm coming into this climb. So my eyes are widening. And I go, okay, this is something. This is much earlier than I wanted to go. But it really wasn't hard for me to sneak off the front there. I didn't do a sprint. Nobody reacted. And now finally there's one guy, VO, the German. And he's following me. And everybody else is just hanging out. They just let him go. And here he is. He caught me, and I'm going to jump onto his wheel. And I'll see if I can get some cooperation with VO here. I'm still looking behind me. We got 5 seconds now. There's some efforts going in behind us coming up the hill, but they're really not that spicy. They're not 7, 8 watts per kilo. They're 5 to 6. So our gap now, it's growing, right? We're up to 7 seconds. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, we got something. I got a partner to work with, and I'm going to try to make this stick. And I'm hurting a little bit right here. 170 heart rate, 171. That's pretty high for me. So I've been doing a lot of volume this week, so it's kind of a little bit fatigued. So right there, that's kind of as high as it's been. 180 maybe. Sometimes I can get my heart rate up to like almost 200, 195-ish, 196. But yeah, I don't feel particularly good when it's 170. I like to be comfortable, like 155, 160. And I know that whatever wattage I'm doing there, if my heart rate isn't going up, I can sustain it for a long time. So when I see 170, I know that, I'm in the red, and whatever I'm doing, I'm probably going to have to back that off, or, go into a very deep and dark, deep and dark hole and just see what happens. But me and VO, we're working good here. We're crushing it up these little kickers. And each time we do, we create a lot of distance between us and the field. So they seem to just be riding a steady pace up the hills. And we are coming through pretty hard on those kickers, settling in on the flat section and then kicking again. And, now you can see it. Now we're 16 seconds. So at this point, I'm fully committed. And having some self-doubt, thinking, okay, now I'm at a 308 average. We're 11K, 12K into this race, 17 minutes only. And this race is probably going to be 50 minutes, 45, 50 minutes, right? So a lot of questions going through my head. Can I hold this pace? I'm trying to give him a ride on, a little encouragement, and say, hey, buddy, I'm with you. Let's work together. He doesn't give me a ride on back, whatever. Suit yourself, buddy. But yeah, us Canadians, we're nice people. So, I'm all about having a good time and racing, having good sportsmanship. But VO here didn't return the kudos there. Maybe he was just on the brink. Who knows? I don't know. So at this point, when you come down the hill here, this is where I kind of feel like this is rest time. It's flat. There's really no opportunity to really... the terrain's not going to create any separation. Somebody might attack, but you just got to follow it, right? You just got to match what they're doing. So for me, mentally, this is kind of a rest point, and I'm just going to follow. But I'm feeling terrible at this point. Lap 2 to 3. Yeah, coming into lap 3 now. And I'm just thinking I'm just going to hang onto this guy's wheel, and he can sprint me at the end, and I'll just lose. Yeah, I was not feeling great. Really, really hurting. So I'm coming here, coming to take a turn on the front. But, I'm also kind of soft pedaling too. I'm not, when I'm coming to the front, I'm not trying to drive the pace. I'm just trying to ride my pace. And if he wants to come through again and push it, by all means, I'll just sit on your wheel. But you can see some guys back in the group there saying chase, and not a lot of response, right? They're 25 seconds down now. And we're coming into the climb. And me and VO here, we're going to light it up. All right, we're 600 watts. It's going to flatten out here, settle in a little bit. We got some excuses coming from the group behind. I raced the Uber Pretzel on Saturday. My legs are too tired. All right. So a dysfunctional group chasing, that's what you want when you're in a breakaway. You want them to not be working together. Nobody wants to do the work to reel it back in. And getting gapped here slightly. This is where I was feeling really, really bad. And oh, you can see it in my face there. I'm dying. And we'll give it one more go here. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. And we're back. And thank goodness this guy lets up, because I was just dying. So 18K to go, 15 kilometers in. We're not even halfway. And at this point, I'm thinking I'm done. Like, I'm going to drop myself from the break, and then, maybe I can stay away. But this was not a good time for me during this race. But what do you do? You just keep pedaling. You put your head down, you close your eyes because it's Zwift. You don't really have to look where you're going, and you just tap those pedals. You keep going. So if you're hurting, he's hurting. You just got to think. These guys aren't robots, right? So if you could see there in my my gamer tag, it says Real Deal Racing, right? So we're just joined this team this year. I know a lot of the guys previously, just from riding around and other races I've done, but this is going to be my first season on the team. Super excited to be racing with them. Ed Veal's like our team owner, captain. Super nice guy, extremely strong cyclist. He holds some world records for some track cycling, I believe, and also tandem biking with like Paralympians. And the guy that rides on the back, Lowell something. Anyway, Ed's really strong. And then we have a really good crew this year. I think we're going to be very successful on the road. We have one of the strongest teams, I think, in the area. Well, at least I think so. You got to be confident. If you're not with us, you're against us. So Real Deal Racing 2025. If you're not in, you're on the outside, all right? No, it's all for fun, but not really. When I'm racing, I want to win, and that's why I'm down here in the basement training. It's very motivating to be part of a team like that, where everybody's. It's a lot of the guys on the team that are a little levels above me and stronger, and it makes you want to work out harder and see where you can take it, right? Push through that plateau and reach a new level. All right, past the halfway mark, coming down to what I think is the easiest section of the course. You get a little rest coming down that hill. And then this is just soft pedaling, maintaining your pace, staying with whomever you are. And yeah, so I've been sitting on this guy's wheel for a while. I've been really in the hurt locker for a while, and you can see it. I'm sitting up, and I'm just trying to lower my heart rate right now. I kept looking at it and seeing 160, high 150s, and I'm going to see if I can bring this down a bit and just regain some composure here before we hit this climb again. We got to hit this climb 3 more times, right? That's only been half the efforts. But our gap is going up, and we're pulling away, and we're working together. Here we go now. Coming into the climb, we got 34 seconds on the field. Mean VO. Here we go, baby. Up that hill. 5.5, 6.5, 7 watts per kilo. I'm not a big, I don't put out big numbers. I'm a fairly tall guy, like a 6'1", 6'1.5". But I'm naturally like a pretty thin dude. So for me, I'm really trying to focus on just trying to be as lean as possible because I know I'm not going to have that 400 watt FTP. I don't think it'll happen. But mind you, I am trying to build up my strength and increase in that area. But also be mindful that, you're dropping weight. It's all about power to weight. So where you can save in one area, you can make up for in the other. And especially in Zwift, like my Zwift sprint, terrible. I can do like a peak power just a little bit over 1300 watts on the road. But my peak on Zwift is like under 1100, like very best. So I don't know if it's just that the bike is so stiff and there's just less momentum, less foot speed. I find that I tend to pedal slower on Zwift, although it feels fast. Um, I guess it's just the lack of the actual road beneath you, and probably less adrenaline too, right? Your senses aren't as heightened. So right now, purposely soft pedaling. I'm on the front, and I'm hoping that VO isn't gonna attack me because I'm not feeling it. You can see it in my face. I'm just maintaining here. And this soft, or or this flat section here, up to this little kicker. This part was getting me worried where this is kind of where I would want to attack. And I was hoping that Buddy didn't do the same to me. So I always made sure that I did put some sort of effort in to discourage that, so he didn't think that I was absolutely dying, like I was dying here, dying a slow death. And this is where you can start resting. Put in a little kick here, and then you get some momentum coming down the hill. You can stop pedaling altogether. See, like I'm doing there. And you just coast into this. It looks like it's uphill, but it's not. It's still downhill. I'm just trying to maintain some momentum coming down the hill, but really just trying to recover. And now you can see a rider up ahead here. B. DeSmet. It looks like we're going to be trying to come up behind him. He got dropped from the group, and he might be getting lapped here. I think the lap's only 7 minutes, six and a half minutes, so he's 5 minutes ahead of us. Here VO's driving the pace a bit, and I'm just hanging back here. Just sit in. No need to do too much. We got a minute on the field almost, 49 seconds. There is one guy who's Bradland there. He is solo off of the main group, and he's trying to catch us. So he's kind of out there in between no man's land. Not a great place to be. But he's doing his best. He's trying to catch us. We got 2 laps to go, and he's 30 seconds off. So even him, at this point, I'm not too worried about. Even if he did manage to catch up, you're still looking at bare minimum a podium. But I don't really think he's going to be able to bridge that gap at this point in the race. And the rest of the field, that's 52 seconds, they're out of it. So I think VO realizes that too. And we're just kind of riding at this point. And here we go. Coming into the Jarvis KOM. I like that there's the paint on the road, so you really know it's coming. Just mentally prepare. And VO's putting in a dig here, and I'm matching it. I don't want to let that gap grow. So I stay on the power as it gets flat, and it'll close right up. All right. Averaging 304 watts so far in the race, 35 minutes in. This is like big power for me. This is a max effort, right? Let's say my FTP right now is about 310. So we're really giving it. And VO, he's putting in a dig, and I'm matching it. I think he was feeling good at this point. And I said, no, sir. So I'm going to come around and let you know I'm here. You can't get rid of me, buddy. I'm going to be here right to the end. Maybe you even won't be here. Maybe I'll drop you. Who knows? I was kind of worried that he would start playing games and stop working with me too early, and then we would let Bradlin catch up. But the gap seems to still be widening, and we gained another 4 seconds on him in the last little while. But still, there's always that doubt that you don't want to start playing games too early. Save your energy, and then you let the group come back to you, or at least one guy come back to you, right? So I'd rather it be between me and him than me and 2 other guys. Here we go. I'm digging deep. 170 heart rate. Ease up here in the flat section. And then coming into this kicker. Honestly, at this point, I'm begging him, don't attack me, don't attack me, don't attack me. And he attacks me. And I close it down. Thank goodness. It was kind of a stressful moment for me. I was really hoping he didn't do that, and of course he did. But I was able to answer. And when I did that, I felt good. So it gave me a little bit of, and again, I'm matching him here. It gave me a little bit of confidence coming back from being so gassed around lap 2 or 3. And I did recover as the race went on. But now I'm drinking from the bottles. I'm pouring some water on my head and my back to keep myself cool. And I felt like that works, right? Like maybe it's just mental, but gives you a couple extra watts. And here we go. Coming up on a lapped rider. And here I'm really just milking it. No watts, 53K an hour. Just a ton of recovery time there coming down the hill and into that flat section. It's still like almost like a little bit of a false flat here. So you keep that momentum up and you got to put in really no power. And VO here, my buddy, he's going easy. We're both going easy. We know it's between the both of us now, so I think we're both waiting for the next climb. At least that's what it was in my mind. I was just going to wait for the climb, let it unfold from there. The problem I felt that attacking on the climb was you have that downhill right after, and it'd be very easy to just to catch up, right? Like if I had a gap there, I could gas myself, go as hard as I can down the hill, and really he could just coast, sprint and coast and sprint and coast, and probably come down the hill at the same time, and then maybe benefit from the draft and close a gap. And then by the time we got to the bottom, it would be, I would have put in a ton of work and he'd be fresh. So I wasn't too keen on attacking on the hill and going solo. I was just content to sit in and sprint it out for the finish. And here we are. And I'm really expecting VO to go hard here, and surprisingly, didn't put in a dig on the first little riser here. We just kind of rolled it at a threshold VO2 effort. And there you can see he's easing off. And right here I'm testing him. I'm going to see if he's going to put in a big dig or not. I'm just going to match what he's doing. You do 6.5, I do 6.5. That's just how it rolls. I'm just glued to your wheel, buddy. You're not going anywhere. And why not? We'll give him a little sprint here. Just kidding. Just wanted to see if he was still awake. Actually, when I did that sprint, I felt really bad after. I knew immediately that I probably had like a 20-second sprint in me. So at this point, doing a breakaway and a 2, 3, 4 minute effort, probably not in the cards for me. Just stood up and felt immediate pain. So again, we're going to sprint to the finish here, I think. For whatever reason, he dropped behind here, and I was thinking, is this an opportunity? I just kind of decided against it. Like, again, we're coming downhill right here, and I think it would be hard to make something significant stick. So I just let him catch back on. Maybe he was taking a sip of water or something, I don't know. But here you go. You can see we're just riding. Maybe he's gassed. I know I'm gassed. Come on, 45 minutes now, 301 watt. Like, that's a good effort for me. I'm working on getting that to a higher number. But right now, happy with that, right? We're end of December. Still got a couple months of indoor training to go. at least like 2-3 months before we're really back outside, and I'll probably cancel the Zwift membership. But who knows? Maybe I'll just keep it going all year. It's pretty convenient to come down in the basement and just get some good workout in. There we go. So Bradlin did catch up to us a little bit, but he didn't make it. We got inside 2K to go here. I'm tightening up the shoes. Wipe a little sweat off my brow. Catch my breath, and I know it's go time here. We're in the drops, and I'm ready for an attack or two attack. 1.2K to go. .1, 1,100 meters. Oh, and VO launches it. 12 watts per kilo, and I counter 14 watts per kilo. Over 1,000 watts there. He's maintaining, and I said I could feel I was in the draft here, so I sat back down and I just rode, 6 watts per kilo, and I could see that I was still with him. I come in here 800 meters to go, 700 meters, and I'm gaining. 600 meters to go. Digging deep, 176 heartbeat. And I gotta launch it. And VO, he's got nothing left in the tank. And I'm full sprinting. I'm giving it everything I got. And you're coming around the bend here. And you can finally see the banner. And VO sits up, and I sprint it. I'm not taking any chances. This one's in the bag. That's a win. Oh, yeah. Ooh, baby. That was a hard one. But I came away with the win, yeah. So, first screen recording on Zwift, first win. I'm sure there'll be more to come. Hopefully I can fix my mic issues here. I guess I just got to get an external mic and then either just keep running the GoPro as a webcam or get a dedicated webcam. But thanks for tuning in. Subscribe, like my video. Maybe I'll be doing more of these. I'm going to have some product reviews coming your way with a Far Sports F1S handlebar cockpit and the whole install on my 2023 Cannondale Super 6. And there you have it, a new FTP for the winter, 313. So obviously I went deep there. And then I have some other upgrades for the bike, and I'll probably do some videos on that stuff too. And come springtime, we'll be out on the road. I'll be having some videos of our local drop group rides weekly, as well as some weekly criteriums and some provincial races as well this year. So like and subscribe. Channel 2 News, Alex Hoke, we're out of here.